All right. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Call Halayim Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Arachakodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone, Charles the Truth. Honors and salutations to the elect, and to the men that died doing the work of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, because they shall rise first. To the men, women, and children that believe on the true name of the Father and the Son. The Father's name is Yahweh, he exists. The Son's name is Yahweh Shai, is the deliverer, because come deliver us to this captivity that we're in. My name is Mark Allah Ben Gab Ben Yasharala, Church of Philadelphia Camp here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Once again, come back at you with another one. And as the title says, there will be a major draft in Babylon here in America. It's going to be a major draft here in Babylon. And I remember years ago, before it was even talks of this World War III thing, it was this woman that I used to work with, and she was running around because she had just joined the military, and she was trying to recruit all the females in there. And I told him, I was like, yo, I told him straight up, hold on, Salakia. I told him straight up, I said, yo, if you follow after her footsteps, I said, y'all going to war, man. She's like, oh no, we ain't going to war. And now look, what's happening with them now? They're going to war. All right. As I said, it's going to be a major draft. But check this out. I got this video I found on Facebook.
Ongoing war in Iran, questions are swirling over a potential U.S. draft, in part because when asked about it, Press Secretary Caroline Levitt says President Trump is, quote, keeping every option on the table. To be clear, no official plans for a draft have been announced. But if it were to happen, many people want to know how it would actually work. By law, only men can be drafted, even though there have been recent efforts to expand and include women. The last draft was called over 50 years ago. If it were to happen today, the Selective Service System says Congress and then the president must approve a draft. That activates the Selective Service, which all men in the U.S., including citizens and immigrants, are supposed to register for within 30 days of their 18th birthday. A public lottery determines the order men ages 18 to 25 are drafted. Typically, those turning 20 the year of the lottery go through the process first. Once drafted, all men must pass physical and mental evaluations to be eligible for military service. Many high school and college students may be eligible for postponements. Others can defer if they have dependents or can prove a strict religious, moral, or ethical objection to war. Ministers, certain elected officials, and some immigrants and dual nationals are also exempt. Some may have applied as quote-unquote conscientious objectors, meaning they could qualify for alternative service like caring for the young or old or healthcare. Appeal boards process the claims before delivering the first inductees to the military within 193 days of an authorized draft. But once again, this is all just background on how drafts work in general. There have been no talks of a draft happening right now.
Well, they don't got to talk about it because the scripture says it's going to happen, you know? And all that exemption stuff and everything that they're talking about, that's going to go right out the window, man. They're going to be drafted, and it's up and coming war. Thus saith the Bible. It's already been written up. It's already been spoken. All right. And that's why they was what they said in that video. The woman was mentioning possibilities, talking about he's leaving all options on the table. This thing's about to get so bad that they ain't gonna have no choice but to draft the people, man. Because don't nobody want to go to war. Just like that guy, that military video is just floating around, that Marine that got his hand broken, speaking out against against the smart hats, that don't nobody want to go to war for them. So speak like when stuff like that happens, that's the rebellion of the people in Babylon, their own military, So they're going to have to draft the people because they about to get their asses whipped. All right, so let's go ahead to Joel 3 and 9. All right, it says, proclaim thee this among the Gentiles, prepare war, and that's what's happening. All right, these scriptures keep coming out every day. All right, because that's the time that we're in. It says, prepare ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let the men of war draw near. Let them come up. All right. So that's the Lord saying, and that's proves to you, right, that they're going to, for people to go to war. All right, they got to be deployed first of all. But it's going to get so bad with this war here. They're going to have to draft people to send them over there. Like I said, man, this is it. This is the war to end all wars, man. Hey, Shalom, Magan, Yahbashim Asai, Bashim Arachakodash Brakatah. All right, it says, it says, beat your plowshares and the swords and your pruning hooks and the spears. Let the weak say, I'm strong. All right, and hey, man, like I said, this is the time for war. Like what, going into Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, right? What it says it's a time and a place for everything under the sun, and right now it's time for war. So that's why you're hearing talks of drafts. They're starting to speak on it, right? The next thing is going to come into play. All right, so they're going to start deploying these troops. Well, Trump already been doing that, man. You know, when you start hearing about more of them being unallowed over there, they're going to start sending more and more and more. I'm telling you, this thing is about to get bad, man. All right, that's why it says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. All right, wake up the mighty men. And every day nowadays, you know, you got a lot of people being trained and a lot of military tactics, things of that nature, you know. And that's what they're preparing these men, man. These men, women, and the women, they going to, man. You know, there ain't nobody going to be exempt with this draft because, like what the scriptures say, it's going to be a time of trouble since there was a nation, man. You know, and that's all them people getting sent over there. They're being sent over there to die, man. Like that song with Marvin Gaye, the Inner City Blues. Well, yeah. He said, sent that boy off to die. All right. That's what they doing. So you're going to be drafted. You YNs that want to be crazy and all that, well, they got some for you. You know, it's going to be a part of your judgment. You know, and there you are. I'm going to be surprised if they start taking the people out of the prisons and sending them over there, man. You know, I'm saying they can do whatever they want at this point, man. You know, only matter of fact, they can do what the Lord allows them to do. All right. And what he has ordained already. So this is Isaiah chapter 13 and 4. It says, in fact, I'm going to start at verse 3. It says, it's Isaiah 13 and 3. It says, I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones from mine anger, even them that rejoiceth in my highness. The noise of a multitude and the mountains, like as a great tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. Yahweh of hosts mustereth the host of the battle. All right, so that's telling you right there. He's gathering these troops together. You know, that's what you go into the word mustereth. Now let's get that. The Lord's bringing them. All right, so he's drawing them out. So hold on, let's get this word. Mustereth. Here we go.
Strong's H6485. Pakad.
So he said, Lindsey Graham said it's an honor for these Babylonians to go fight forever. Yo, God, hey, let them go. You know, because they thinking that they're doing a great thing, man. You know, but check it out. It says Pakad, right? A Paquad. In the Hebrew, you gotta know what's the name. But it says to attend to, muster, number, record, visit, punish, appoint, look after, care for. So the Lord is bringing all these things. It says pay attention to, observe, to attend, to seek, look out, look about for, to seek in vain, need, miss, lack, to visit. See, all right, it says to visit upon, punish. All right, so the Lord's going to punish these people, man. To pass and review, muster. As a matter of fact, they said there hasn't been a draft in over 50 years. All right. The last draft was 50 years ago. And if I'm not mistaken, World War II, when we looked it up at camp this week. World War II was 80 years ago. And between World War I and World War II, that was only 21 years in between for those two wars. And now you got from World War II to right now, which we're entering into World War III, that was 80 years ago. And the last draft was over 50 years ago. So you do the math, what's about to happen. All right. The Lord is mustering to the battle, man. He's going to punish them. All right. That's what he said. His indignation is to do what? To gather them, man. So all these ones is just, as a matter of fact, you got like these children in school, you know, and I start seeing more and more of these, as a matter of fact, they got one on Aramingo Ave out here in Philly. It's a I think it's the Marines, man, if I'm not mistaken. Where you go in there and you can sign up for the military. But people don't want to, when they hear about going to war, people is not going to want to sign up voluntarily, man. So they're going to have to draft them, man. You know, that's what the scripture's talking about. He's mustering them to the battle, man. He's drawing them out. All right. The Lord is doing all this. He's putting the thoughts into these kings' heads, man. So let's get that in the NLT, Isaiah 13 and 5. It says they come from distant countries. You see that? They come from distant countries from beyond the furthest horizons. They are Yahweh's weapons to carry out his anger. With them, he will destroy the whole land. All right. And that's not what I wanted, but that was a good one too. That's actually one down. But yo, that's what the Lord's going to do. And that's going into the thermonuclear missiles as well, man. He's going to use them to destroy the land. So like it says in what's that, Isaiah? When it says I believe it's Isaiah 9, the 9th chapter. When it says every battle with the warrior was with confused noise, got garments rolled in blood, man. You know, but this is going to be with fuel of fire, man. All right. So they're going to need troops, man. Because that's how much death is going to happen. So yes, a draft is definitely coming to Babylon, man. And it wouldn't surprise me if they draft in other countries as well, man. This the last war, man. This is the last war. All right. This is Isaiah 13 and 4 in the NLT. It says, hear the noise on the mountains. Listen as the vast armies march. You see that? It is the noise and shouting of many nations. All right, come on now. So that how are they going to be many nations shouting and all that if they're not drafting them into this war? It's going to get ugly, man. You got people over there, they with it. Like they want to fight for their country, man. They down to fight for their country, but here you're not fighting for this country. You're fighting for those small hats, man. You know, and that's why the people don't want to go to war over here because they know what's going on. The people are waking up, you know. So they're going to have to pull a fast one to draft you up in that thing, man. All right. So it says verse 4 in the NLT, Isaiah 13 and 4, Salakia, it says the noise on the mountains listens. It says, hear the noise on the mountains. Listen as the vast armies march. It is the noise and shouting of many nations. The Lord of heaven's armies has called Salakia. The Lord of heaven's armies has called this army together. All right. So what's he talking about? Drafting, man. All right. A lot of people going to get drafted into this thing, man. And that's just the way it is, man. And you hit watch. You're going to hear him talk about it. Oh, yeah, we'll think about the draft, and bam, it's going to hit just like that. They're going to start. It's going to be mandatory for you to join. You know, because they're not really telling you what's going on over there. That's why there's talks of it now. You know, so they know exactly what they're doing, man, and that's why they're trying to they don't want the public to be what they say what's the word I'm looking for? They don't want you the whole public to be in panic at one time, so they try to keep things under wrap as much as they can till it gets out of hand. And to where their people are protected, and they just send the rest of the people over there because they don't give a damn. You know, Esau don't even give a damn about himself. Just go ahead to Jeremiah. All right, chapter 50 and verse 30. Get this in the KJV. All right. Kind of check this out. This is how you know it's going to get bad. I'm going to read this in the KJV first. This is Isaiah chapter 50, verse 30. It says, matter of fact, let's start at verse 29. It says, call together the archers against Babylon, all ye that bend the bow. All right. It says, camp against it round about. Let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work, according to all that she hath done. Do unto her, for she hath been proud against Yahweh, against the Holy One of Israel. Therefore shall her young men fall in the streets, and her men of war shall be cut off in that day, saith Yahweh. God damn, man. So I'm telling you, when you get drafted, they're going to sit over there, you know, and then, they just going, like I said, like in the last couple of videos, I'm saying, when you get sent over there, you're not coming home, man. So you better enjoy your families now, man, because the Lord, this draft that's about to come to this place is going to be on a high level, man. All right. Like I said right here in verse 30, let's read this again, Jeremiah 50 and 30. Therefore shall her young men fall in the streets. That's a lot of death. And all her men of war shall be cut off in that day, saith Yahweh. All right. So all the men, all this place's military is going down the drain, man. All right. There's nothing they could do about it. Thus saith the scriptures. We're reading it. All right. Matter of fact, let's get this in the NLT. The Lord ain't playing with Babylon. And for that fact, the rest of your armies, man, the armies of all these nations are going down, man. None are going to stand except for Yasharallah, man. When the Lord comes back, Yahweh Shai, all right, and the heavenly angels to set the record straight. All right. And that's why your men are going to be drafted on a high level. Matter of fact, this draft that's to come is going to be the how could you put it? It's never going to be a draft like this again. I'll say that. It's just going to be a draft to change history. Let's put it like that. This is going to be a history-making draft. That's the right words. This draft is coming. Is going to be a history-making draft. All right. So this is Jeremiah chapter 50 and 30. It says, her young men will fall in the streets and die. Her soldiers will all be killed, says Yahweh. Come on now. So they go, I'm telling you, when you get sent over there, when you get drafted, you try to be like Muhammad Ali. He tried to run and all that. They're not locking you up. They're sending your ass over there, man. It ain't none of that. Because like I said, this is the war to end all wars, man. They're pulling out all stops. All hands on deck. That's what they're gonna be calling for. All hands on deck, man. When the Lord is gonna draw you out to destroy you, man. It's Ezekiel 39 and 20. All right. Proven. Because it's telling you, so where are these people gonna come from? They have to be drafted. You already got people that's in the military. They about to bring back people that's what you call it, inactive. They're gonna make you active again to get your ass out there in this war, man. All right. Nobody's exempt, man. I'm telling you. Nobody's exempt because it's going down. This is Ezekiel 39 and 20. It says, thus ye shall be filled. So like it says, thus ye shall be filled at my table with horses and chariots, with mighty men, and with all men of war, saith Yahweh Bashim al-Shah power. Right? What's that? Who are these men, man? You know, hey, Shalom, bro. Yabashim Shabrakatah. All right. It says, all right, let's read this again. Ezekiel 39:20. It says, thus ye shall be filled at my table with horses and chariots, with mighty men, and with all men of war, saith Yahweh Bashim Yahshua. Right? Power. He's going to fill up that land over there, right? Where we know it's to be in Saudi Arabia, man. That's our land. All right. The battle of Yahweh Shaphat, Jehoshaphat, Armageddon, man. All right. Like I said, this is it. This is the last war. So Esau got to pull out all stops, man. The Lord is going to make him do so. And with that, it's going to be a great draft, man. All right. And America hasn't seen nothing like that, like I said, in 50 years, man. The last draft was 50 years ago. All right, look it up. In America, like the youngins now that's under, 50 and all that, they haven't seen that, man. Even in my lifetime, I haven't seen a draft, but, I'm close enough to have read about it and heard about the people that was talking about it, So, hey, man, I'm telling you, this this war, man, is going to be something, man. But just know, with this war is going to bring the elect home, man. All right. That's right, brother. They not. That's right. They ain't going out without a fight, man. They like a child that's this screaming, kicking infant, man. When you take his candy, that's Esau right now. That's their mindset. Oh, we gotta fight for this. Well, they fighting in vain, and they gonna make the people fight. That's who they really gonna make fight. Why the elite go hide in those underground bunkers, man, that they got lined up. But as the scriptures say, man, after this war, and New Jerusalem comes down out of heaven, and it's gonna the Lord's gonna put the coordinates in their minds to go with the chains to gather up these other nations, man, put them in chains, man. Esau mainly, all you other nations, but Esau, you the main one that's you're going to catch it in the kingdom, man. You is really going to catch it because of everything that you're doing. So, yeah, send all your mighty men. Come and draft all of them, man, because you're going to need them. All right? You're going to need them in this battle. You know you're going to lose. But, hey, man, that's the Bible, man. So this is Jeremiah chapter 51, 30. It says, the mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. See that? The mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holds. Their might have failed. They became as women. They became as women. They have burned her dwelling places. Her bars are broken. All right. Matter of fact, let's get that in the NLT, man. Because Esau, I'm telling you, send them dudes over there. Like that's like I say, that song from Marvin Gaye, the Inner City Blues. He said bills pile up sky high. Send that boy off to die. He said, oh, it makes me want to holler. The way they do my life. Yeah, well, and all you people that told your children to join the military and all that because you wanted to have a better life, well, you just sentenced your children to death, man. All right, that's what you did. And then the ones that, that told your children don't do it, whatever, they're going to get drafted anyway, Unless the Lord has something different for them, that's the only way, Like I said, man, that draft is coming. They're speaking about it. And, once Babylon starts speaking about things, they're going to make it happen, man. All right, so this is, Salaka, forgive me, Jeremiah 50 and 30. And the NLT, it says, her mightiest warriors no longer fight. All right. They stay in their barracks because that's how bad it's going to get. And then you see the mentality of this younger generation, these YNs, the Generation Zers. Look at their mentality. They always want to do TikToks and dance all over the place. When you got these other nations military, they're not playing that shit, man. They really they about to get busy, man, for their countries, man. While these people over here, they playing. Everything over here is a fucking joke, man. And people just want to joke around and, like I said, do TikToks all day, dance, and while these other people, they are training their babies to shoot guns, man. So when this army goes over there, they're gonna get demolished, man. That's why they're gonna keep drafting people, sending them over there. And that's what the scriptures say, Jeremiah 50 and 31 in the NLT. It says, her mightiest warriors no longer fight. They stay in their barracks, their courage gone. They have become like women. The invaders have burned their houses and broken down the city gates. And yo, matter of fact, I seen a video. What was it? I think it was last week, and it was going into when I believe, was it Iran that they bombed Israel. One or two, but you had the Jakes over here, the military, dancing around, laughing. Ha ha! We ain't scared of you, Iran, and all this. Okay, you don't gotta be scared to get fucked up. That's all I'm saying. And then I'm saying, and what they people are fighting for, they fighting for their how would you say? I guess integrity, their land, their resources. They got a real purpose to fight, man. You know, and then you kill their generals. So yo, them people, they're irate right now. All right. So when you get your little ass drafted over there, going thinking, oh yeah, we're big bad America. Don't listen. Don't even play yourself, man. Don't even play yourself. Because the Lord got you in the trick bag. He's setting y'all up, man. So once again, I'm going to read this again. Jeremiah 51 and 30. In the NLT, it says, her mightiest warriors no longer fight. They stay in their barracks. Their courage gone. They have become like women. The invaders have burned the houses and broken down the city gates. All right? That's what's coming for this place, man. Let's go to the last scripture I have concerning this topic. Is Revelations 9. And where we at? 16. Salaki. Yo, Khan, that's right, brother. Khan. This is Revelations 9:16. Salaki. The brother be saying some stuff, man. Going to the troops, right? Matter of fact, let's get that in the NLT real fast. I mean, Salakia, KJV. Revelations 9:16, it says, in the number of the army of horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them. And thus I saw the horses, Salak, I saw the horses in a vision, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire, and an adjacent and brimstone. And the heads, Salak, and the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone. That's going into those thermonuclear missiles, coming to touch down here in Babylon and wherever they shot off, because America got missiles too. Don't get it twisted. And they're going to shoot off their missiles. And they're going to accomplish what they're supposed to do. But only difference is this place right here where I sit at, Babylon, is going to be the only place completely destroyed, man. Completely, utterly destroyed. All right? And nobody here is going to survive except the elect and the 1/3. That's it. Everybody else going to perish. And the ones that they send over there to fight this war, that they're going to draft and all that, they're going to perish too, man. It's just that simple. No sugarcoating, just straight to the point, man. All right, so keep your eyes out and your ears, man, when they start talking about this draft stuff, because it's coming. And the ones that got children and all that, hey, pray, man. So Lord's willing, matter of fact, I'm going to play that video real quick again for you so you can see it. Ain't too long just to hear what they're talking about. And I'm going to close out. Here it goes. Shit. All right, here it goes.
War in Iran, questions are
Hold on.
swirling over a potential U.S. draft, in part because when asked about it, Press Secretary Caroline Levitt says President Trump is, quote, keeping every option on the table. To be clear, no official plans for a draft have been announced, but if it were to happen, many people want to know how it would actually work. By law, only men can be drafted, even though there have been recent efforts to expand and include women. The last draft was called over 50 years ago. If it were to happen today, the Selective Service System says Congress and then the president must approve a draft. That activates the Selective Service, which all men in the U.S., including citizens and immigrants, are supposed to register for within 30 days of their 18th birthday. A public lottery determines the order men ages 18 to 25 are drafted. Typically, those turning 20 the year of the lottery go through the process first. Once drafted, all men must pass physical and mental evaluations to be eligible for military service. Many high school and college students may be eligible for postponements. Others can defer if they have dependents or can prove a strict religious, moral, or ethical objection to war. Ministers, certain elected officials, and some immigrants and dual nationals are also exempt. Some may have applied as quote-unquote conscientious objectors, meaning they could qualify for alternative service like caring for the young or old or health care. Appeal boards process the claims before delivering the first inductees to the military within 193 days of an authorized draft. But once again, this is all just background on how drafts work in general. There have been no talks of a draft happening right now.
So I said no talks now, but you know what the scripture said. Hey, you lie my side, Shalom, bro. Y'all was from that. So hey, man, just like I said, man, it's coming. All we can do is pray, man. Keep your eyes open. Stay circumspect. So with that, I'm gonna give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Haracha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostle, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect. To the next lesson, I'm saying Mawafa Baba Ball, Kwame Yasharala. Shalom.